What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Star Trek Discovery video review and breakdown. So if you're new to the channel, a like and a subscribe is super appreciated. If you do enjoy Rick and Morty, I've just dropped my review of the latest Rick and Morty episode on my channel. I will link it in the video below as well, so you can enjoy that. But Star Trek Discovery. So full disclosure, I am somewhat of a casual Star Trek fan. I'm not going to confess, and I'm not going to pretend to you I know absolutely everything there is to know about Star Trek. I do not. I have watched some of the original series. I've enjoyed a few of the movies. I have also obviously enjoyed the Star Trek The Next Generation. That is really the only series that I have watched aside from casual episodes, as in I've watched every episode, but with Deep Space Nine, Voyager, that kind of thing, I have just watched episodes as they aired. And Star Trek, the J.J. Abrams kind of era of the movies, the Kelvin timeline, I absolutely adore. I know it's not the best thing to say on a TV show review about a TV show which is more like the original shows. But if you don't know what Star Trek Discovery is, you need to go and discover it on CBS All Access, because in America, it isn't actually on TV. I believe the first episode was aired on CBS, and the subsequent episode was on the CBS All Access app, which I do not like. Now, I will explain in a second about Netflix, but I am a bit of a hypocrite because I do not like the fact that it is on the CBS All Access app whatsoever. I think that this show, from what I've watched of it, I've watched the first 2 episodes, they are all that is aired right now, and I think that it does this show a huge injustice by simply just having it on this app. I think it's stupid. You have what is possibly an absolute juggernaut, a female protagonist show in an era and a genre where it is predominantly male-led. It is incredibly accessible. It is diverse, just like the original series was intended to actually be. And it is a shame that it is simply only on CBS All Access. However, if you're in the rest of the world like myself, I am from the United Kingdom, I watched it on Netflix. And what is quite funny is the fact that in the subtitles, you can actually watch the show in Klingon, which, that's pretty cool. So you can enjoy this show in Klingon, which is, I think that's pretty ace. However, this show is stunning. The first 2 episodes are just, the visuals at least, are absolutely amazing. And this certainly does feel like pretty much a movie. I would say the reason they've done these first 2 episodes together is because they kind of form 2 halves of an entire movie. And it does feel like probably maybe The Empire Strikes Back, because it ends on such an absolute dull note. But we have Michelle Yeoh, who is the leader, the captain of the Shenzhou, which is the ship that is going to be pretty much the centre, kind of, or the crew will be the centre of this show. And I think it's really cool that we have the main protagonist. We have Michael as well. She is raised by Spock's father, which I find really weird. You'd think that Spock would mention having a surrogate sister who was human, but she is raised in a Vulcan world, and she really is just, you know, kind of screwed over here because she uses her heart, but she is trained to use logic. And obviously that creates such a huge thing. It's quite similar to Spock as well, especially as well on the newer kind of films as well. So it does follow Michelle Yeoh's character, who is the captain of the Shenzhou at this moment. And then we have Michael, who is kind of straddling the 2 worlds of logic and heart, which, to be honest, the writing doesn't make it quite clear what she is struggling with. Is she struggling to use logic, or is she struggling to use her heart? It feels a bit weird there, but the actress does it fantastically, who was featured on The Walking Dead as well. So she has a huge show behind her as well. But the problem with this is that it introduces the Klingons with a completely new design And the issue here is that they enter in this world, and this is presented to us as the original kind of series, the original shows that we had, more like maybe The Next Generation or something like that. That's what we were shown with. But these 2 episodes give us a world of conflict and war and battle, that's all well and good, but the show gives us action as the opening part. But I guess you do need action if you're going to be starting off a show like this, if you're going to start off a whole new series. So the action is very, very good, and it does seem like, just like Michael is straddling 2 worlds, this is straddling 2 worlds as well. It's straddling the Kelvin timeline movies and the original shows. So the issue here is the fact that it's trying to do both, which, you know what, it does actually succeed in doing both of them. I think it does that really, really well. And I think that as we move on, we will get the adventures, the proper adventures that we know and love from Star Trek. So we'll get the kind of Next Generation iconic episodes that we know and love. And moving forward, we've got Rainn Wilson's character to come in. Jason Isaacs is also taking over after the events of the 2nd episode. Now, the problem with that is that we're getting a new captain, is that we have a very interesting captain at the start in the first 2 episodes, and we don't get to see her ever again. It opens with the captain and her first mate. I think that's the correct term. I'm not too sure. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. But you see them exploring a planet. I want to know about this planet. I want to know about this star system. I want to know about these relationships of this crew. And it opens up with a huge kind of dynamic and shift change by the end. And then we get new characters coming in, which I think is a real shame, and they should have really explored that more. And it does do these actors and actresses a huge disservice by not exploring that. Now, it does also seem like it's trying to do the dark thing as well, but it's not. It is a dark era of the Federation. It is when they are at war, complete war with the Klingons, and it's almost maybe as dark as the Enterprise spin-off show, which I actually quite liked. I really did enjoy that. But it is dark because the plot is dark. It's not deliberately dark like Batman Begins or something like that. It is dark because it's exploring this time when there is war and uncertainty. And we will see Jason Isaacs, who is a captain who is used to war. And there is going to be those dynamics, and I think that's going to be a very interesting dynamic, because we never really see a captain, we never really see a proper war captain here who wants to go out and use these ships as kind of combat, which I think is going to be pretty cool to see if they kind of rein that in, if that is introduced and these themes are there, because we want to see people kind of have a discourse and a conflict over should they follow the Federation's rules, their mission aims, or is it simply just to kind of attack and assert their dominance, which we actually get mentioned that the Vulcans fought against the Klingons if they ever saw a Klingon ship in their own thing, because they had the same thing happen to them. So they got their respect that way. So it's going to be really cool to see where this goes, where the Klingons actually go next as well, because they have a huge dynamic change as well. We get introduced to a really, really interesting character, an interesting dynamic as well inside the Klingon Empire, and the problem is, they're gone. This character is gone at the end of the 2nd episode. So all this setup that we've had over the first 2 episodes of these characters, these relationships, these dynamics, these themes, they're all gone. I don't know why they have done that, but I would like to see, I'm excited to see where they go. I want to see more of this world. I want to see more of this Federation, this time in the Federation space, and it's going to be great to see where it goes next. And I hope that we see more of the bridge staff as opposed to one woman who literally sits there and goes like that the whole time. I do hope that we explore more of these people, and there is, of course, as well, if you don't like it, there is the Orville as well. That is Seth MacFarlane's kind of Star Trek ripoff, but I haven't actually watched that yet. I can't comment on that. I haven't had the ability to watch that yet. Now, just the one thing I would say the problem with this is the fact they set this all up and they take it all away for no reason. It is a shame, and we end up really at episode 3 with brand new characters and dynamics and a whole new show when they've set this all up. But this is simply setting up the conflict, and I'm excited to see if we will see more kind of races and species that we've seen in the shows. Again, we'll see them at their early life. So really, it's a great show. It is a really, really good show. And it is a great Star Trek show. And really, it is the best of both worlds for every single fan. So I highly recommend go and check it out. So that is it for this video. Please do like, please do subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.